If you've been putting off building your first funnel because you're afraid of doing it wrong or not knowing what strategy is right for you, this video is for you. I want to help you avoid the 3 biggest mistakes that I see entrepreneurs making all of the time so that you can finally get your funnel launched and feel really confident about the strategy that you're launching it with. If we haven't met before, hi, I'm Jordan, and I teach simple evergreen marketing strategies for moms in business that help you to scale without sacrificing the home life and the priorities and the things you started your business for in the first place. And in this video, I'm going to break down the top 3 mistakes that I see almost every entrepreneur that I work with, that I coach, and that I build funnels for make these same mistakes. And I'm making this video so that if you're building your first funnel in 2026, you're not going to make the same mistakes. Now, while I talk about the top 3 mistakes in this video, if you still find yourself stuck overthinking the strategy of what to put in your funnel and how to even start building it in the first place, I put together a totally free 5-day funnel building challenge that'll give you simple daily steps and lessons to help you build your first funnel, even in the margins of mom life. If you want to take the challenge, you can click below or go to jordanjones.co/funnel challenge. Okay, let's get into the mistakes. Mistake number 1 is overcomplicating your funnel. This is especially true for some reason with people's first funnels, and I fell into this mistake too, is thinking that my first funnel had to do all of the things. It had to have all of my offers in there. Everything had to be connected. There were upsells and downsells and bump offers and cross-sells, and I just overcomplicated the heck out of it. And I see this a lot when I hop on discovery calls or when I'm working with students in my program, is that we have so many ideas. And so when we go to build our first funnel, we want to include all of them, or we want our first funnel to do all of the things in our business. Now, don't get me wrong. You can absolutely have a super complicated funnel that works great in your business, that does connect all of your offers and has a really detailed customer journey to lead people into an ascension model or your offer ladder. And that's amazing. But that is not where we are going to start on your first funnel, okay? All that's going to do, especially when you're building your first one, is it's going to confuse your audience most likely, and it's going to burn you out, which means you probably won't launch the funnel in the first place. And our goal isn't to have the most complicated funnel. Our goal is to have a funnel that converts, and the only way it's going to convert is if it's live. And the only way it's going to go live is if you actually have a strategy that feels simple and strategic enough to implement for your first funnel. If you add too many steps or too many upsells or too many tech tools even, this is just going to add to the stress and the confusion and the overwhelm, and you're not going to want to build the funnel in the first place. I kind of think about it like building a bridge, right? If you're trying to build a bridge, and this goes for anything in your business, any project, but we're going to talk about it specifically with funnels. If you're trying to build a bridge and you get halfway across and you're like, I don't know about this bridge. This feels complicated. I'm just going to stop. And then you start another version of the bridge, another one. What you're going to have is just 7 half-built bridges that don't actually get you anywhere because none of them were completed. And so my goal for you watching this video and when I help people build their first funnel is to build a complete funnel to build the entire bridge, because then you can make it fancier. You can keep adding to it. You can build another bridge to a different offer, but you have to build the first one to completion first. And I promise you, once you know how to build your first funnel, the rest of them become so much easier to build. So what we're aiming for here is simplicity. That really is the key to scaling your business with a funnel. We want to aim for having one offer for our funnel, not 12, and one clear path to get to that one offer. So that's one freebie to start with, leading people through one email series to one very specific offer. I actually just did this myself in my business. Like I said, I also am a mom with a million ideas and open tabs in my brain, and I was finding myself overcomplicating my offers and my business and my funnels. And so last year, I actually challenged myself to simplify my business back down to one core offer, one main platform, and one path to get there. And it really helped me as someone who has such limited work hours. I only work about 10 to 15 hours a week. It really helped me to focus my effort and know what's the most important thing I need to do to drive my business forward with this one very specific goal and offer. I actually break this whole strategy down more in episode 91 on my podcast. I'll link to that for you below if you want to listen to that episode. Okay, so that's mistake number 1, overcomplicating your funnel. The second mistake that I see a lot is starting without a clear problem that you're solving, or starting to build your funnel without knowing what your end offer is going to be. Here's the thing. Your funnel is not going to convert if you don't have a clear point of conversion, right? What is the goal of your funnel? And like I said, we want to start with one goal. Start with what that transformation is going to be and what the offer is that gives them that transformation. That is the conversion. That's the goal of our funnel. Now, if you're sitting there and you're not sure what offer to choose or how to package that offer to get them the biggest transformation, that is something that you want to figure out first before you ever build a funnel. Your end offer is the most important piece to figure out and to get right before building, because the rest of your funnel is built around that end offer. As a quick side note, if you want my help to do this, I do offer a limited amount of strategy sessions to help you think through and ideate the ideal offer for the transformation that you provide and the expertise that you have and how that can work into your custom funnel plan. So if you're interested in learning more about that and how I can work with you one-on-one to create the right strategy and offer for your funnel, you can head to jordanjones.co/strategy. Your funnel actually has to start with knowing what the transformation is before you ever get into any of the tech setup. And it's funny because a lot of people think that the tech and which platform to use and how are we going to make them all work together, that's what overwhelms them the most. And so a lot of times people skip over this really important step in the beginning of having a solid offer that they want to build their entire funnel around. And I will drive that home so many times, but the end offer is one of the most important pieces that you need to figure out before you ever build your funnel. Because you can have all of the tech and the fanciest looking funnel out there, but if you aren't solving a real problem for your audience, and if your funnel isn't built to lead them to the solution to that problem, then your funnel's not going to convert. So mistake number 2, don't build a funnel without having a really solid offer at the end of it. Okay, mistake number 3 is one that unfortunately I have made myself a lot too, especially in the beginning when we were first building funnels and trying to hodgepodge it all together. And it's because we live in a time where there's so much information everywhere. It can be hard to sort through and know what's right and what actually works and who we should be learning from. And that mistake is copying funnels that don't reflect your values or how you want to run your business. So for me, I remember in the beginning, there were all of these hustle heavy kind of bro marketers that they're like, oh, you can build this funnel so that you can sit on the beach and drink margaritas, or look at my Ferraris. And that just didn't resonate with us. That's not why we were building a funnel. We were maxed out with our coaching and with our one-on-one offers. We had just found out we were pregnant for the first time. And so building our first funnel came from a need of wanting to scale our income to be able to serve more people and have less time on calls and less time working in our business so that I could be home with my baby when she was born. And that same mission for me to be a mostly stay-at-home mom and be able to do the work I love without taking away from my values of being a mom and a homemaker, that is what drives me wanting to build really great funnels. But what happened for me at the beginning is I was following, these boss babe CEO marketers that were running amazing businesses, but their kids were in full-time childcare and their business and their lives didn't look anything like how I wanted my business to look. And that's not to say there's anything wrong with that type of business. It just didn't align to what my priorities and my goals are in my business. And so when I was trying to build one that looked like theirs, guess what? It's going to build me a business that looks like theirs, and it's not going to support the type of business that I want to run. And so it's really important for any strategy, not just funnel building. If you are a mom in business, I really want you to hear this. Who you are learning from matters just as much as what you are learning. Now, I'm not saying that you can only invest in coaches that share all of the exact same beliefs and values that you do. I know I don't necessarily need to invest in a Christian coach to help me build my business. But I know that if I do, they are going to understand why I'm building my business. They're going to help me pray through decisions. There's just a different aspect to working with and learning from people that hold the same kind of values and beliefs that you do. And so for me, learning funnels from the bro marketer, hustle heavy type of business model felt really off to me, and honestly felt kind of manipulative, not in how they were selling it. It just didn't feel authentic to how I wanted to sell and how I wanted to show up. So knowing how you want your leads, your clients, your customers to feel, how you want your business to run, what you want your business to look like, how you deliver your end offer, all of that matters when thinking about how you want to build your funnel. Think about it this way. Your funnel is essentially your customer journey, just in a more automated way. So knowing how you want your customers to go through this journey and how you want to run your business will have a big impact on how you build your funnel and the strategy that makes the most sense for you and your business. Because there's a lot of great ways to build a funnel. My way is not the only way. There's a lot of great ways out there. But at the end of the day, how you build your funnel has to work for your business, your goals, your values, and your audience. And so it's really important to know those things and think about how you want your funnel to support your business and the goals that you have, and not just build another thing that's going going to take over your life or your business. Our goal with building a funnel is to actually simplify our workload, especially with getting new leads and leading people into sales or discovery calls or purchases, and doing that in a really natural and automated way so that you don't have to be doing all of the selling and showing up consistently yourself, aka giving you more time and capacity offline and out of your business and spending your time with the people that you love and the things that you love and all of the stuff that you started your business for in the first place. Okay, that's the end of my TED Talk rant. But to recap the 3 mistakes, they are: number 1, overcomplicating your funnel. Number 2, starting without a real problem to solve or not being really clear on what your end offer is. And number 3, copying funnels or trying to implement strategies that don't reflect the type of business you want to run or the values you have in your business. Now, I know that those mistakes can seem really daunting at first, but I also want you to hear me when I tell you that your first funnel does not need to be and likely will not be perfect. The first funnel that I built almost 7 years ago now definitely was not perfect, but it worked because it went live. That first funnel is what allowed me to take a maternity leave when my oldest daughter was born and earn over $30,000 in revenue while I was offline, snuggling my baby and getting to serve people that I wouldn't have been able to help when I was offline just taking a maternity leave. So the goal here really isn't perfection, but it is to have your first funnel live. You can always tweak it, you can learn from the data, you can optimize it as you go, and you should do that. But to start, you just need a really clear and simple funnel that's rooted in stewardship and serving your people really well and giving you more of your time back, both in your business and out of your business. And if that's the kind of funnel that you want to build, be sure to join my free funnel challenge so you can avoid making these mistakes and build your funnel the right way from the start. If you're not already subscribed, I would love your support in that way. It's the best way to ensure that you see each new video, like the next one where we're going to break down what emails you should actually be sending when someone joins your list and opts into your freebie. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that video, and I'll see you in the next one.